Iron Brew, Billy Connolly, Neeps and Tatties, Haggis, and the M6. These are not just the best things to come out of Scotland. Today we have a show for you guys where Richard and Mark are going to pick the best top 5 players each that have played in the Premier League. So join us for this great show. But before we do, I've just got to do this. Here we go. And place it. A massive welcome, everyone tuning in, whether it's you're a regular or it's your first time here in the North Bank. Paul and everybody in this studio and everybody in this group in the North Bank are building this channel for one reason: a proper community. We want to be fun, respectful, safe space where you can debate anything, football, whether you agree with us or you think we're talking absolute nonsense. We all love the game, and especially the Arsenal. So let's keep the chat lively and keep it respectful. If that sounds like your kind of place, honest, grounded, and passionate, then do us a massive favour. Smash that like button to help us find more Gooners, and hit the subscribe so you don't miss the next debate. Right, enough talking. So I'm going to introduce my guests. You know them already, guys, but we have to do this. It's part of the procedure. So above me, I have the rudest person in the world, the sickest mind you've ever thought of, Statman Rich. How you doing, mate?
I am absolutely beautiful. Call it beautiful mind. That is what it is. It's a beautiful, wondrous thing to behold.
No. How you doing, Mark? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I thought that introduction was for me, but all good, bro.
That was my hook, bro, to keep people interested. Did you like it?
I did. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So well, yeah.
Of course, you're one of the best things to come out of Scotland as well, Mark, as I am. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Thank you so much.
So this is the top 5 Scottish players, guys. So Mark, we're going to start with yours. Let me just bring your first one up.
Yeah. Can I give a slight bit of context to this?
Of course you can. Yeah. So tell them who you've picked, and then go into your context.
Yeah, I picked John McGinn to come into my top 5, and the theme of my top 5 goes to a period of also my national team. I love Scotland, as you do, Des. So I had to put into perspective a thing where qualifying for World Cups, Euros, etc. And it's only really ever happened under Steve Clarke. Scotland have qualified this year for the first time, I think, 28 years for the World Cup. So there was players that I had to leave out because they played in previous Scotland teams, came down to the Premier League, but they never also qualified. And the players that I picked, I'm putting them in there because I feel that they've had a big impact. Not many Scottish players make it in the Premier League, so they've had a major impact. And none more so than Aston Villa captain John McGinn. Club and country, always produces, absolutely fantastic. Started his career at Hibernian, got his move. He must have the biggest backside that I've ever known. The way he shields the ball. He's got a bit of everything in his game, and for me, it was very hard to leave him out, and I was in a couple of minds to do it, but it was very, very hard to leave John McGinn out. So that's my number 5, guys.
That's absolutely brilliant, mate. Thanks for that. Right, I've just got to get on to Richard's. 1 second, Rich. Right, Richard, here's your first choice. Or it should be. There we go.
Yeah, my player was born May the 10th, 1970 in Falkirk. He attended the University of Evansville in the USA on a soccer scholarship from 1988 to 91, where he excelled as a player. scoring 28 goals in his senior year and earning NCAA All-American honours. He started in Falkirk, then moved to Hearts. He joined Everton, making 235 appearances and serving as club captain for 7 years. He then went to Rangers. He had 69 caps for Scotland, debuted in 97. He was the oldest player to represent Scotland in 2010 at the age of 40 and 116 days. He was also part of Scotland's 1998 World Cup squad. And
Brilliant.
that is my number 5 Scottish player.
What's his name?
David Weir.
David Weir. Thank you very much. Here we go. Mark, I'm bringing up your second one now, bro.
Okay.
Here we go.
Darren Fletcher, captain of captains. Although it's Man United, although it was for Man United, Darren was an absolute outstanding servant for not only Manchester United but also Scotland. He's got 2 sons that are both playing for Man United now as well, actually. But captain both, he was phenomenal, and 100% he had to 1,000,000% get into my top 5.
Yeah, he is my number 1, by the way.
Have you got more information on him for your number 1 then, Rich?
Yeah, so I can do that. I can do that now if you want.
No, save it for your number 1, mate. That's cool.
Okay, yeah.
Cheers, Mark. And he's your number 4, yeah?
He's my number 4.
Lovely, brilliant, lovely. Right. There we go, Richard.
Yeah, this player was born December 1963, and his name is Brian Chocky McClare. Won 14 trophies, including 4 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, a European Cup Winners' Cup with Man United. He started with Motherwell, moved to Celtic, then Man United, then back to Motherwell. 335 appearances for Man United, 88 league goals, and 127 in all competitions. He made 30 senior appearances for Scotland and scored 2 goals for them. And that is Brian Chocky McClare. He's in my team because he was a pain in the arse when we were going for trophies in that period.
Mm-hmm. Is it you done yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. 1 second. There we go, mate.
What this guy has done, again, I'm going back to my national side. What this guy has done for Scotland is nothing but a revelation. He also done it at Man United as well. Scott McTominay, absolute brilliant player, ripping up Serie A. I know this is right now we're talking about Scottish Premier League players. He done a phenomenal job, and he was in a Man United, a very, very strong Man United side as well, Des. I've not pulled up all Richard's stats where we can give them their date of births and their places where to stay and stuff, but or their wives' names or their kids' names and etc. But
he knows how many times. He knows how many times they go to the loo as well, mate. You know.
No, exactly, 100%. But no, Scott is absolutely phenomenal, and for me, I think he was very underrated. And I thought at Man United, I think he done a great job, and he has been recognised for it. But I think that he could have got. See if he was in a football club out with Man United. See if he had played for even say like an Arsenal or just a well-run club. I think that you would have actually seen an even better Scott McTominay than the one that we did see. But what I did see was absolutely ample enough for me, Des, and he makes my number 3. It was hard between him and Darren Fletcher for who was getting 3rd and who was getting 4th, but I've went for, I think maybe because he's overhead kick against Denmark. I've got third.
Sorry about him, but that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm liking both your choices so far, guys. They're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, I've just got one more thing to add. He wipes with his left hand, so always shake his right.
Oh, for goodness sake! I'm so sorry for the viewers. We have no control over them. I do apologise. Right, Rich, let's get your next one up, mate.
So this one is slightly different. I thought I was thinking about keepers, and this one was born in December '63 in Thurso, and that is Brian Gunn. Played for Norwich. He played for Aberdeen before Norwich. He came to Norwich City, made 390 appearances, and kept 28 clean sheets in his career. He made 6 Scotland appearances. And as I said, that is the one and only Brian Gunn.
Can I just ask, could you have not got a better picture? How is he a keeper? He's got no head.
I've no idea. When I did the PowerPoint, it was fine. It might be just where I've had to transfer it over to a different format.
So to the viewers and the listeners, if you can remember what Brian
Gunn looked like.
If you can remember what Brian Gunn looks like, you'll know what Richard's talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help that, Rich. Sorry, but
it's something I wasn't aware of when I transferred it over, but I didn't look at them again. So otherwise, I would have just changed it slightly.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just.
It does. Look, hey, look at it this way. Keeping 28 sheets with no head is a pretty impressive feat.
Oh God! Only you
maybe I should have put him on my number one.
Mark, can I just say? Mark, can I just say that your slides are so much more professional?
No, I've not put the stats in that, and so maybe.
Yeah, but at least we know what they look. At least we know what they look like.
Yeah. No, I know.
Do you know what? We can't even tell he's Scottish.
That's because you can't see his kilt.
Anyway, we've got to crack through this. Sorry guys. If you're listening, no, I'm not going to apologise for laughing, but you'll get, if you watch it on YouTube, you'll see what we're talking about. If you're listening on the podcasts, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to imagine it. Right, Mark, your next one, mate. All right.
I had to.
Oh, mate, you had to.
Yeah.
Sorry, please carry on, but you had to, yeah.
Number 2, Kieran Tierney. Came from Celtic, Arsenal bought him for £25 million. One of Arteta's, I'm sure it was one of Arteta's first signings. And when he came into an absolutely rotten dressing room, a rotten team, and led by example. And there was times that even at our football club, people were saying he should be made captain. Now, some of my favourite moments, and which represents Kieran Tierney 100%, turning up for Arsenal training with a Tesco bag and his short sleeves. No, he did. Short sleeves on, shorts on, and he's training in the snow. Everybody else has got their hoods on and like wrapped up to the hill. Not Kieran Tierney. He came in with the correct attitude. And do you know what? I actually think he could have been like probably one of the best Scottish players ever to go into the Premier League if it hadn't been for injury. On the left-hand side, bombing up and down the crosses, he can shoot, he can score, and he's my guy. So love to you, Kieran. You've made my number 2.
He should still be playing for Arsenal, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Brian, if you're watching this later on, I want comments, mate. Comments, right? You know who you are.
He'll swear at me if he's watching it later because he'll say, why is he number 2?
Yeah, he will. You'll be getting messages, mate.
Yeah.
Right, we're on to your next one, Rich.
So this player was born December 1971. Good year, best year in Stirling. He played for Dundee United, Rangers, went to Everton on loan, then joined Everton permanently. And that is Duncan Ferguson. He made 170 appearances and scored 35 goals for Everton in his first stint. He then went to Newcastle, then returned to Everton again and made a further 123 appearances, scoring another 23 goals. For Scotland, he made 7 appearances.
To be quite honest, he should have made more. And Big Dunk is possibly the hardest Scotsman to ever play in the Premier League, I think.
Yeah,
he was a great player.
Plus, me and Big. Sorry, well, if you want to say anything, but me and Big Dunk share something because he was born in Stirling and so was I. So there we go. Did you want to say anything about Big Dunk, Mark?
No, I'll have to wait until my next slide.
Okay, no worries. No. Oh, hello. Ooh. Comes on a show. Bloody hell. There we go. Oh, so Big Dunk's your number one, I take it.
Absolutely. Big Dunk broke on the scene at Dundee United, and I could go more in depth. I was a Dundee United fan at the time, season ticket holder. Now, to give a bit more in depth, there's two managers in Scotland that you just did not take on. One of them was Sir Alex Ferguson, and the other one was Jim McQueen, the Dundee United manager.
Totally.
Duncan Ferguson, as a youngster, was taking Jim McQueen on. This guy is an absolute lunatic. Now, I can tell you about a night that him and the assistant manager at Dundee United, who ended up, where he went on to manage Rangers, dressed up in women's clothes, wigs, etc., went out and battered a load of blokes. And that's where he was playing football. Like, Dunk was like off his coupon. Now, Dundee United sold him in the 1994 season, and I remember that because Dundee United won the Scottish Cup. But he went on to go to Rangers, and in that, Dundee United received their highest ever fee for a football player, and it was £4 million. Out of that money, his stand still sits today. It's called the Eddie Thompson stand, and Dundee United put in a brand new stand behind the goal, and it was off of Big Dunk's money. Now, as Richard said, he only had 7 Scotland appearances. That is actually down to Duncan Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson was in a game, and it was for Glasgow Rangers, and he headbutted a player. And the SFA did not stick up for him, and I think he got a short jail sentence for actually doing it. Mm-hmm. And the SFA did not stick up for Dunk, and in return, he said to them, "I'll never play for the national team again." He then moved down to Everton, quite rightly so, as Richard said, moved down to Everton. He was an absolute lunatic for Everton, and for me, absolutely, like a nutter, could score goals, powerhouse, had no fear, had the right attitude. Definitely, for me, the number one player to come out of Scotland.
Can I just ask, isn't there also a story that did a burglar break into his house once and he battered them, didn't he?
He battered them, yeah. There was two or three of them broke into his house and he just battered them.
Apparently, I've heard Newcastle, obviously I live in Newcastle, and they said, if you're on the right side of Duncan Ferguson, he's one of the nicest blokes you'll meet.
Yeah.
You
just do not get on the wrong side.
He's got a big heart, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
I just would never go on the wrong side of him.
Right. So, Richard, we know who your number one is, but you're going to give us loads and loads of stats. So go with it, bro.
Yeah, he was born 1st of February 1984 in Mayfield, Midlothian. His full name is Darren Barr Fletcher. Man United through and through, 342 appearances, 24 goals, 223 of those appearances were in Premier League, and 18 of those 24 goals were from the Premier League. He had 13 trophies in his United career, 5 Premier Leagues and a Champions League amongst them. Scotland, 80 appearances and 5 goals. And because he was part of that Ferguson era where they kept pipping us to the Premier League, he was just another one off that line, wasn't he? And that's why he makes my number one.
Okay, Mark, I've used all your slides, mate. But have you got any honourable mentions, mate?
Yes, I've got two. And it would be rude not to include
them both now, bro. Do them both now.
Yeah, it would be rude not to include them. But Big Don Hutchison, he actually came down to start playing for Liverpool. He went on to play for a number of clubs, but his Premier League clubs were Everton and also West Ham. Uh-huh. He was brilliant for Scotland as well. Striker, brilliant guy, powerhouse, a bit like Duncan Ferguson, but he just missed out for me. He just missed out for me. The next one was hard, and it really was hard, and it was to and from between him and John McGinn. And it was another Everton player, James McFadden.
Oh yeah.
James McFadden was absolutely phenomenal. Scored probably one of Scotland's greatest ever goals against France in '98. He put it in the top corner from about 40 yards. But yeah, he scored some belters for Everton as well. Started his career at Motherwell, but James just missed out. And McFadden did that. Yeah, I was sorry, I was completely confused there. McFadden did play for Motherwell before he went down to Everton. But yeah, brilliant player, but just misses us out.
Okay, mate. Thanks for that. Rich, you've got 2 honourable mentions as well, haven't you? But I've
got to. So the first one is Kieran Tierney. He just misses out on my mind because you've got to do some criteria, and it's really hard to decide what that criteria was. He was born 1997 in Douglas on the Isle of Man. He made 104 appearances for Arsenal, scoring 4 goals. He was unfortunate for us, so many injuries. 53 appearances for Scotland, 2 goals, and I love the player. You just feel sorry, but he got so many injuries that he put a premature end to his Arsenal career.
Brian's going to come for you as well, by the way. So get ready.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And your second one, your final one is.
Yeah, it's another
hold on, it's another headless player.
Hey, see, I've got a thing. This player played for Nottingham Forest and Everton. Yeah. He was born in January 1971 in Paisley.
Yeah.
Scott Gemmell. He had 96 appearances for Everton, 5 goals, 245 appearances for Notts Forest and 21 goals, 26 Scotland appearances and 1 goal, and that's Scott Gemmell. And I would like to add 2 more, as Mark mentioned, James McFadden from Everton, and these were Everton players, and that's Gary and Steve Naismith. They both represented Scotland and Everton, and they again for me are honourable mentions on that list, and it was really hard not to put them in the list.
That's absolutely fine, mate. You can.
I agree. Do you know? I'm sorry, I agree 100%, Richard. And there was a number of players I could have put in the list, but see, the one thing that both of us kind of pointed out there, one thing that you did see there was a good number, and that's no disrespect to Everton Football Club, but a good lot of Scottish players going to Everton. See, the reason that I changed my thinking on it to now, if you have a look at, and it's no disrespect to Everton because they are kind of and have been in transition for a number of seasons, but if you have a look where the Scottish players are going now, we're mentioning Arsenal, we're mentioning Man United, we're mentioning a very, very good Aston Villa side. And that's kind of why it's with my balance to do more present than back then. Bar Duncan Ferguson. Sorry, Des, didn't you?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, and for me, it was players that caused Arsenal and myself untold misery in the time Premier League time I've been and watched, and those players for me were a thorn in our side.
Right, so guys, it's absolutely fine, and it's obvious that Everton like a Scottish player. There's nothing wrong with that. But we could expand on this one, because you two guys next time could do 5 Scottish players in history. That, it could be Premier League players in history. Not Premier League, but in back when the leagues when it was First Division, Second Division, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Or even, we could even go back to wartime. I'm sure we could find 5 each. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? There would be so many could come straight off my head now that would be hitting straight into my top 5. And a lot of the players there wouldn't. Actually, most of the players there, if not all of them, would not get in.
Well, that's
a massive period. Yeah, there was a massive period before the Premier League era where you would have your players in there that were just exceptional.
I'm a little bit surprised Charlie Nicholas didn't get in. I'll be honest.
It's
I'm
just
more-
because he's not Premier League. We specifically chose the Premier League this time
just
round.
Premier League, right?
Otherwise, he probably would have made it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's very hard to.
Exactly. There's so many Scottish great players from over the years, and I don't want to give them away, but
No,
you're
no.
looking at your Souness's and your Dalglishes, and there's
Well,
a lot more than that. There's a lot
Yeah.
more than that, but it's just that it's from 92 onwards from when.
Well, that's another show. That's another show for another day, guys. You know what I mean? So, all I can say, I've absolutely loved doing this one, mate. I've enjoyed doing this. Do you know what? I've enjoyed presenting. I've enjoyed doing the slides, and it's good to have two guys on that are passionate about it, love it. You've got your style. It's like when me and Richard do it, Mark. I've got my style. Richard's got his. Do you know what I mean? And that's why it works so well, because it's two different styles. And to think, guys, as well, you only really copied on one player, but just in a different position in the 5 as well. And that's why this works.
There was two, yeah, Duncan Ferguson and Darren Fletcher, which is surprising.
Oh, it was two. Sorry, it was two. Wasn't it? It was two.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of it. You could have all 5, but in different positions. We don't know because we don't consult. We just do it off the bat and then show as we do in the show. And I think that makes for a better show as well.
Because I didn't actually go through your slides before the show either, guys. I waited until the show started, so they were as much a surprise to me as they were to the pair of you. Do you know what I mean? So,
I noticed that when you pulled up Duncan Ferguson as my number 1, you're taking back a bit because Richard did him as number 2. So I did see that you hadn't looked at the slides, but
yeah.
I enjoyed that, guys.
We've enjoyed it.
I try and keep it as impartial as possible. Right, guys, that's the end of another great show. This was a top 5. We bring them out as often as we can. This was a top 5 Scottish players that played in the Premier League. Just want to say a big thank you to Mark for joining us today, Mark. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciated it.
Anytime. And Richard, as always, puts these together.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
You wouldn't believe how much time and effort he puts into them. Thanks a lot, Rich, as always, mate. Right, guys, it's end of the show. Watch this at your leisure. Listen to it at your leisure. Don't forget, it's on all podcasts. It'll be on YouTube, so you can watch it. And don't forget, you don't have to sit down and watch it. You can just have it on while you're making a cup of tea or having your breakfast, whatever, in the bath. Yeah. Don't forget to give us a like and share and subscribe, because we're trying to hit 5K this year. If we could hit that, that would be momentous. Really good. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love each other. And don't forget, come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.